Okay, so welcome to everyone for the day 2 boot camp on the Cortex XOR. In yesterday, we have installed the Cortex XOR on the AWS instance, and we have done few of the post installation checklist as well. And today we are going to do furthermore post installation checklist and we are going to build a playbook which is a phishing investigation playbook. So just give me confirmation. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So here, so this is the AWS machine. Whatever you can see, it's currently stopped. It's a yesterday machine. I stopped it. Now I am starting the machine now. So it's simply like yesterday one. Go to the action, instance state, and start. It will take just a few seconds to bring it up, bring it on. And while it coming up, so I'll show you the today what we are going to achieve. So um, yesterday we have done up to this part, like the post installation check, and we have done the Docker images and py script, Python script testing. And today we are going to add url scan.io, ip info, and rasterize instances, and we will verify with the below commands. However, the fish tank is stopped the registrations recently, so that is the reason we don't go with the fish tank or the open fish for today. At least we'll go with the url scan, ip info, and virus total. Only three of them we are going to integrate. So let's see here. You can see that uh, the server is running on, and it has assigned one dynamic ip. The yesterday ip is different and today ip is different for me. So I will copy this and I will open the a private window, and I will log in into the Cortex XOR here. So I have to use the HTTPS and then give the IP address and then give the port 443. And as we don't have the proper certification, it will ask you, no, it will send message stating like it's a warning or potential risk ahead. But still, it's not a problem. You can go click on the advanced and go down and click on the accept risk and continue. So here your XOR server will load the GUI, and I will log in with my username and password. Here you can see my XOR server was no, it's loaded. Now we can see here, and so today we are going to integrate that with the URL scan.io, IP info, and rasterize. There are the three integrations we are going to do. So let's do that. In the XOR machine, you have to click on the settings button here, the left side, in the left side ribbon, the down, you can see the settings. Go to the settings, and then you have the integrations and instances. It's very easy. Once you go to the setting, there are the just three to five elements will be there. And if you go into the instances, so here you can verify what are all the instances. A few of them defaultly added here. Okay, so I added earlier. So what I'm going to do, I will click here and I will delete this. I will show you again how to add the IP info or the virus total API keys into it. So first let's go with the IP info. So you can see, or you can search here like IP info, and then you will get the IP info, the integration, which will looks like this. And then you have to click on the add instance, and we have to add one instance over here. And before that, I just want to show you. So this is a content pack. Suppose if any integration you wanted to do with the Cortex XOR and you are not able to identify that in the preloaded packs, then you have to go to the marketplace in the same the ribbon. There is a marketplace will be there. You have to click on the marketplace. You have to search for that and you can install. Most of them are free of cost. So for the learning purpose, you can take those free open source, no, the free integrations, and you can play with them. So for now, let's go back to the IP info and let add one instance. The integrations also very easy. What are all they required? They're going to ask you a few questions. Suppose you are integrating with a new tool as a XOR engineer. There is a customer. They want to integrate with the, for example, Palo Alto Networks firewall. So when you click on the firewall, it will ask you what is the host name, what is the API key, or whatever the question. You can ask that admin, firewall admin, you can collect that information and you can integrate it. It's very easy. There is no problem in the integrations. So for now, in this IP info instance, so first it will add the instance name and you can go down. And here we have to provide the API token into this. So yesterday I have created one account in my IP info website, and I have taken the key for that. So now I'm going to copy that key into the API token page. API token I have copied, pasted here, and then you can see the base URL. It automatically added it. As a default, they've added it over here. And then there are the few other check marks. If you want, you can use them. Okay. So the first one is trust any certificate. So when in the production environment, with your Cortex XOR and between the internet, there will be some firewalls might be there. Because of that, the firewalls may don't allow all the traffic. So that time you can click on the trust any certificate. If you have any proxy system, then you have to add, you click on this use system proxy settings, and the settings you have to add your system proxy. You have to configure the proxy there. So for now, I have in my laptop or in AWS, which is open to the internet. I just given the API token and I have to simply click on the test button here. And you can see it's saying it is a success. If it is a not success, for example, I am removing one letter, and again, I'm just to make you understand, I'm testing one more time. Now, there is a API token I did not given provide properly. So that time it will give me what is the error. So by reading the error properly, you can identify what is the error. They clearly provide us whether it is a problem with the username and password, or it is a problem with the server side. If it is getting the ribbon message and the server have the issue, then you have to check with the server. So like that, with that error message, you can identify what is exactly the issue and you can solve that. Okay. So for now, I will give the correct API token again and I will test it. Now it is giving the success message and I'm going to click on the save and exit. Same like that, virus total API also. So I have taken the API token key and then the remaining all fields all are defaultly added. Okay. So again, I'm going to test it one more time. It is also success. I am going to save and exit. Okay, so there is one person is asking as a question stating that, do we get any sample API token for integration as part of learning? So You can go to the website like IP info, or you can go to the virus total. You just register into them. If you just sign up with your direct Gmail account or your personal account, and then you will get the sample API token. Same with the IP info as well. Okay. Same like that. One more thing, what we are going to do is URL scan.io. Even with that, uh, you no need to pay any money to them. Simply just sign up, and there will be API token will be there somewhere in the settings, and you have to sign up and you have to take that API, and you can add here. Okay, that's it. It's very easy. Same like that, I have the URL scan.io. Yesterday, I have added the API key as well here. So when I test this with the API key, it is also got success. And before I go further, you might have observed in the settings page, there is a source reliability. There is a one option called source reliability is there. And when I click on it, you can see there are the multiple levels of source reliability is there. What is mean by that is, in a like for example, you want to collect the risk score for one of the IP address. You cannot rely on only one website. We want to check for 2 3 websites, and we want to collect the information from those 2 3 website. We will take the average, and then we will take the decision. The same way, when you are integrating the Cortex XOR with the multiple threat intel sources, so here you can mention, so the reliability, how much reliable of that particular website is. For example, for me, virus total, I believe in virus total. Like my company policy also, we believe in virus total, and we believe in IBM X-Force, or we believe in IP info. So we will keep like a highly, it's a fairly reliable, usually reliable, or completely reliable. Like that, we have to provide how much the reliability. Accordingly, when it is identifying the average risk score, average debot score, as per the internal algorithm, it will give us the average debot score. The Cortex XOR will give us the debot score. Usually, eventually, that is helpful for the our investigation process. So now I just keep as a default one, which is a fairly reliable, and I'm testing it, and I'm going to save and exit. That's it. So now I have 3 of the integrations I have completed. Now I am going to test with the below commands. So the first command is URL, and we have to give the URL as https google.com. So whenever you want to run or you want to play with any command, you can see the below there is a space bar is there, which is directly you can run the commands over here. So you have to give the exclamation symbol, then you can see the whatever the commands currently contain your Cortex XOR content, whatever the integrations you have done, the integrations bring some of the commands into the XOR your machine. So whatever the availability commands are there, it will show them. For example, I need URL. So I will click on it, and you can see this is the URL I want. And when I give the space, it will give if any arguments, the mandatory arguments are there, it will provide us that mandatory argument as well. So I'll simply click on, enter, and it will ask me what is the URL. So I'll say google.com and simply enter. When I press enter, it will ask you, you want this to be executed in the playground? Yes, execute in the playground. Yeah. So now I have got the URL. What is the URL I have given? What is the title I have given when it is last modified? What is the SHA value for the HTTPS content, and all the details I have got. And also, you can see the multiple information from the URL scan.io, like what is the effective URL, what is the associated countries from where I have pinged on, and also it has got one image also, okay, and related hashes, all the details, everything it has got it for me, and these many multiple entries. And also when I have searched for the google.com, so what is the details it has given, the image also it has given. So this is very much useful, this image, when we are looking for the any phishing link, when you want to click url scan.io, so it will go, it will verify that url scan.io, and it will give us the screenshot so that you can take the decision. So with a simple command you will get all this information, and whatever the information we have got into the Cortex XOR, that information will be stored under in the context data, where you can see the context data in this page. You can see here the three dot symbol, click on it, and you can see here the context data. If you click on that context data, so whatever the information you have got from that particular command, all that data is added into here. Suppose for example, even this command has got the debot score for us. So what is the indicator, what is the reliability level, and what is the score, what is the type of the indicator, whether it is a URL, IP address, domain, something like that, and from which vendor it has taken. So it is from the virus total, and we have only integrated two vendors. One is the virus total and another one is the URL scan.io. URL scan.io don't provide this kind of debot score, but still it took and it is providing it as a 0. Okay, so like that we will get, okay. And from it is which is nothing but if you know the Python language, the dictionary, whatever the Python dictionaries are there, this is the same, or you can call it as a JSON data. From this you can use this JSON data to do another step, every step it will add it into the context data, and every automation we will capture from the context data and we will use it for this some another command. Okay, so like that we will do. I will let you know one by one. So let's do another command. Another command is, well, we have done the URL, and let's do the IP. Okay, IP of any IP. So let's take the Google IP only. Again, to run the command, I'll I'll write like exclamatory symbol and then IP. I write IP and give space and then enter. So I will give 8.8.8.8 and press enter. Yeah. See where the where it is the IP address is located, and what is the result for that particular IP address, the information, whatever the IP info.io is giving the info, all that information we got for that particular command. Okay, so who is the owner, who is the country, all that information we will get. And the next one is the rasterize. Rasterize is nothing but it's a capture whatever the URL address you will give, and it will give you. Let me see whether I have integrated the rasterize or not. So I will go to the settings page, and then I will have to search for the rasterize. Yeah, I have. This is the default instance. It is already added. So there is not required any API. This is a function, inbuilt function for the Cortex XOR. So you no need to integrate with any API key. So it's already there. However, I would like to test one more time whether it's working or not. Okay, so it's saying it is a success. Now I am save and exit. Again, I want to run a rasterize here. rasterize function. So where I'm going to click again, I will use the command line here. The command is rasterize and URL. I'm just pressing enter whenever it is showcasing, it is highlighting that particular argument. I'll give like google.com, and it is asking you whether you want it to be executed in the playground. Yes, I'm going to click on yes. And see, the rasterize has given what is the Google, from that IP address, the AWS machine, what is the IP address? From there, when it is calling this particular URL, whatever the image it is showing, it is giving that. Same like that, even we can do the email also, we can get it. So I will copy this and paste here. But before that, I have to I have to paste it in a notepad. Directly from the PPT, it may not work. So I will copy it, the command, and I'm pasting here. So here I have given the command rasterize email, and then it's a simple HTML text like HTML body. I'm giving it's under H1 head hello world. That is the info I'm giving. Yeah, okay. So this is how it will capture that particular email. Okay. Even whenever we want to take the screenshot of the email, we can get like this. So I have run these commands and these all are working. Let me see whether it is working for the ping also or not. Okay. Let's check the last command. These three are working absolutely fine. These are still the post installation checks I'm working on. So the last one is ping. I work on the ping as well. Okay, so ping and address 8.8.8.8 and press enter. So even it is giving me the result. What is the maximum time it took for the data and minimum time, and what is the average time? All this information we are getting even for the ping as well. So all these commands are working. So my Cortex XOR is successfully integrated. And there are the few more other checks also there. So now while we are checking them, I will walk through what are all the different things are different contents are present. So first one is verify that you see all the automation scripts in the automation section. So if you go to the XOR, I will click on the home page. And here, when you open the home page, here it will show you if you have any incidents are present, it will show you what are all the incidents, and that this is a different dashboard. Any SOC person can able to understand. No, it's a, but currently, however, we don't have much any instant. We still not yet integrated anything, so that's why it is showing it's empty. And then if you click on the left side ribbon, you can see the multiple option. So here, this page, this is the dashboards and reports currently we are in. Next one is the incidents. So it's also the simple search. If any incident is there, it will show, but however, we don't have the instance as well. So it is showing it as a blank. And next one is the indicators, which is when we have integrate the indicators or whenever you are running the multiple commands. So okay, it is capture that hash files and IP addresses, and it will show them as the indicators over here. So that is what it is showing here. And then the next one is the playbooks in the configuration section. The first one is playbooks. In the playbooks, yeah, so here there is already, like, whenever you have done the integrations or the default, there are the multiple inbuilt playbooks already added into here. You can see whatever the playbook contain the lock symbol, that means it is as a default it came from the Cortex XOR. So whenever you edit it or you want to create, you have to create a new one instead of the altering the old one. So that is the best practice to do. And next one is automations. So when you have integrated that, what are all the commands we contain? All those commands are present here. And when you click on the any command, the respective code also you can see here. If you want to alter any code, when you want to write any code, you can copy from here and you can add. You can do your own coding. It's a simple Python. You can write it in a Python or JavaScript. There is a one more. There are few languages it will support. You can write any language. And next one is the jobs. So whenever you want a special job to be, you want to save it or you want to run, instead of playbook, you want a special jobs you want to do before the playbook going to apply. So that time we will use the jobs. And the next one is the marketplace. In a marketplace, you will get what are all the the integrations are available in the wild in the Cortex XOR. So you can search for them and you can integrate them as a free of cost. But whenever you are downloading any integration in your box, uh, remember that it is bringing lot of the automations into here and lot of coding into here. So it may eat up some of your disk size. As we are taking in learning purpose, when we are taking in the AWS machine, so be careful while you are installing the multiple things. It may slow down your process as well. And it will show you the installed content packs. And if you contributed anything to the marketplace, that will show in the contribution section. And in the installed content packs, there is always updates will be there. You can check those updates and you can update it. And last one is the settings section. So here, mostly whenever you want to edit anything in the Cortex XOR, this is setting section will work. So the first one is the integration. Here, whatever the instances you have, you can see here. Next one is the pre-process rules. Currently, we don't have any. Next one is the engine section. Like when you have the multi-tenancy or you want something to be executed in a remote environment. So that time you have to create an engine, Cortex XOR engine. And you have to, those engines will be added here. And next one is the API keys. Like when you want the Cortex XOR to integrate with some other instance, so that time you need the API key from Cortex XOR. So that time you have to create a key and you can use it. And also the last one is the credential section. Instead of integrating, every app, you can add your own credentials here and you can use these credentials in the integrations. It's up to you when whatever it is a possible, whatever it is a feasible and easy, you can use that. And the second one is the object setup. So here you will see the incidents, indicators, and the multiple threat intel reports will be there. Every incident contain some UI small changes will be there. Even you can create custom incident types. And the next one is the users and roles. Here you can add multiple users and multiple apps working as a role-based access control. Even Cortex XOR support the role-based access control. And also you can integrate this with the Active Directory, and through Active Directory, you can directly log in into it. You can, if you send any invite to any user, so you can send it through the invitation, and the user will click on the invitation and he can set up his own with the username and password. And this is the roles. It's quite easy, like every application will contain these roles. And also the integration permission, which integration contain what are all the permission. If you want to edit anything, you can do it here. And this is the audit trail. As you know, as per the WOWASP rules, we need the audit trail to be present, like who logged in, which user has done what kind of action. All this audit trail will be here. Even you want this audit trail to be monitored by any SIM application, you can do that. as well. And last one is the password policy. If you are admin, with how within how many days the user need to be change the password, and how strong the password need to be. All these section, all these modifications you can do in this section. And after the users and roles, the next one is the advanced section. Here you will get the exclusion list, machine learning models, and backups. So first I will let you know what is the exclusion list. So when you are investigating on the any URL or any IP, your internal IP, your company IPs also, it may think it is a bad one, or it may waste some time on investigating those IPs. So by creating the exclusion list, and when you apply that exclusion list in the playbook, it won't check that your company IP. So that is present under the exclusion list. And next one is the list, where you want to give some list of users info, or anywhere for the investigation purpose, for searching purpose, you want the list you want to provide. So here you can add the list of the users here, and you can use them in the investigations. Next one is the machine learning models. So when you download the phishing content pack, the machine learning model free of cost, it will add you. That learning model will help you, like when you're doing the multiple investigation, it will automatically will get, and it will make sure, like for example, brute force attack, it can identify which need to be blocked, which need to be approved, close as false positive. So that kind of level we will get. But still, it's still in the upcoming process. There are few are there. I may not much aware of the machine learning models. And next one is the backups. So wherever we are storing the data, so how you want to store the data. See, for example, maximum number of daily backups to keep, and maximum number of weekly backups to keep, and maximum number of monthly backups to keep. So depend upon this number, it is going to store, some of the it is going to occupy some of the disk space. And where it is going to store, it is going to store it on the where lib demistore. Okay, and also you can specify where the demister backup you want to add, like where lib demister backup, or you want to add some other location, you can add. And how much space it is going to occupy, it depend upon how many incidents per day you are generating, how many integrations are there, how many playbooks are there, how many number of users are there. So it depend upon the multiple factors. So we don't know exactly how much, so you have to be careful while storing the backups, because it easily eat up your space. And the last one is the about. So here it will show what is the version build information, what is the current license it contain. If you want to do any troubleshooting, for example, if your company is using the proxy, you have to add that proxy website over here. And then the what is the system time, what is the telemetry you want. If you want any login message, even you can change the logo, you can put your company logo here. All that information will be added in the troubleshooting page. And next one is the system diagnostics. So it will tell you the current XOR system diagnostics, what is the RAM, CPU performance, all that information will be it will show here. So this is about a small recap. And we have done all these steps actually, whether all this present or not. So it is absolutely fine, it is working. And one last thing is, we have to verify whether the HTTP whether the health, we have to check the health status of the Cortex XOR. It's very easy. You have to write HTTPS, like the Cortex XOR host name, and then you have to add at the end health. Okay, this is the only message you have to add, and it will show HTTPS status code 200. Let's do that as well. So I will copy this and paste it in another page, and here I will remove everything, and I will write health. So here I have changed and press enter. Maybe it may take time. Let me do one thing. I think it may giving the HTTPS status code. I may not sure. We'll do that later, but it is it's I think it's working fine. Let's go further. Let's go further. We don't waste time on this. Let's go further. This is only one step. It is not worked properly. I'll check that. Okay, let's go further. And then we will do the integration for the phishing playbook. We already done the URL scan, IP info, virus total, and rasterize. And another one you have to do is Chandan, I think you are doing something. Okay, no problem. I think you are you have that option to change. Let me do one thing. Let me stop share and reshare it again. Okay, right. Another one is you need to do for this integration purpose. You have to integrate another one is the mail listener version 2. So you can go to the Cortex XSOAR and then go to the marketplace and check for the mail listener. And you will get that mail listener and simply click on it and install it into it. So I already installed in my environment and here it is. So I will show you the mail listener. Okay, it's not there. Let me add that. Okay, here you go, the mail listener. I will click on it and I'm going to install that file. Okay, so it is telling us it is going to install the required content packs and also the optional content pack. Everything will be installed and you can see the total monthly subscription is free. So I'm going to install that here. Okay, so you can see here the content pack mail listener was installed successfully and we have to refresh it, but that's fine. And let's go back to the settings page. And here actually it need to be refreshed. Okay, I'm refreshing the page. Yeah, now the mail listener version 2 has came and you can see the IMAP version here. And we have to add the instance now here. So what is the server name and IMAP port, username and password. So instead of the Gmail, if you create a Microsoft account, if you have already a Microsoft account, so that is easy to to integrate with, and we can do we can play with it. So what I'm going to do, I have one Microsoft account, so that I'm going to log in first and I will show you how you can do the integration. Yeah, you can see on my screen. So this is my Microsoft Outlook account. You can see here, this is for the testing purpose. I have created this one. So this one, I want to integrate that with my Cortex XOR. So how to do, I have already, you can see on the screen, the mail server host name of the Outlook is outlook.office365.com and the IMAP port is 993 and this is my username, and this is the password. And if anything, if any latest ones are coming, then it will be added into my inbox only. So which box, like for example, why they're asking for the mail folder is, in few of the SOC team, they use the phishing folder to verify, whenever the SOC any user is sending the phishing email, it will add it into the phishing box. If they want to monitor the phishing box, they can give the particular folder name. Else, for example, for our learning purpose, I am giving the inbox folder only. And every 1 hour, or first fetch time is last 1 hour of the emails. And whenever it is trying to fetch, how many maximum number of emails it need to fetch, like I'm saying 50. And also the as a default, it will use the TLS connection. So I will click on this particular checkbox. So let's go further, and let me integrate now. So as per that, this is the outlook.office365.com, the mail server name. Keep it here, office365.com. And the port number is 993. And the user, and I will give the password. And the remaining all are default. I'm not changing anything, and I'm simply testing on it. Okay, it got success. Okay, and here, before I'm going to save and exit, what I'm going to do, you can check this fetch incident. By clicking on this fetching the incident page, what it is going to do is, whenever a new email came to this, this particular email address, then it will create a new incident. Okay, so I tested this again one more time. It will fetch the instance now onwards. I'm going to save and exit. Okay, so the mail listener version 2. So when you are doing the first time, it won't directly connect. It will, when you open your Outlook email, it will throw this, this kind of one email, like it will say Microsoft account unusual sign in activity. Open that email and click on it, like you have to say this is me, like it is thinking in like some malicious activities happening, because up to now you are logged in. For example, you are in India and you are logging in into this Office 365 from Bangalore city. Suppose the server is your Cortex XSOAR server. When you're taking the AWS machine, Cortex XSOAR machine, if you take that from the US region, so the sign in activity is from the US. It is no, the Office 365 identified that. So immediately it is going to block that sign in activity. So the first time, whenever you integrated that with the Cortex XSOAR, it will send one email to you, like Microsoft account unusual sign in activity. You have to say this is me, and you have to open the request. Then only the integration will be success. So I have done already on my email. So that is the reason, without any new error, now it is able to open it. Now I will test this email. So to doing the test, I have, from one of my Gmail account, I am sending one test email to this one. So give me a second. So I am composing one email. Okay, I am sending one email to my Outlook from my Gmail account. And let's see whether I get any email or not. Yeah, okay. See, I have got the one testing email. Now, once I get it, so it automatically fetch the incident from the Cortex XOR. Okay. Okay. It took all the emails, whatever the earlier emails are there, even it took all those emails. And now you can see here, it is stating that we have got a new email. This page is out of date, refresh to see the latest message. So when you click on the refresh, see, this is the email I have sent just now from my Gmail. See, this is the Verma trainer. Okay, so it automatically fetched by the Cortex XOR, and I can see the testing XOR email. So this is it. So now what we have to do is we have to create a simple playbook. Okay, just to verify IP enrichment, URL enrichment, and file enrichment. Only three. We don't complicate the thing. We will do only three sub playbooks, and then we will make one phishing playbook. Okay. So for that, first we have to create few sub playbooks. So the first one is IP enrichment. So okay. Okay. So the issue is we have got only 166 commands to the run because of the free edition. So those commands are expired. So that is the reason it is showcasing the no commands left for today. Here you can see the ribbon, but that's still fine for the learning purpose. It cannot stop us. We can create a playbook. Let's try whether it is testing or not. If it is not testing, then we can continue tomorrow. However, we can continue tomorrow as well. So let me go to the playbook section here. Ravi, what is your question? I didn't get. How does type and sense severity show? Okay, uh, like in the incidents, right?
Yes, like in the incident, it is showing as unclassified, severity is unknown, right?
Mm.
So how does like is it because of there is no information in the email, or how does it show up? If the severity is 1, 2, 3, when does it show up?
Okay, so yeah, I think I missed that part. Thanks for reminding here. So when we have done the integration, okay, so here we have to do the classification here. So I didn't touch that part yet. See, you can see here the basic one is the main listener classifier. So I have to go into that particular classifier, and I have to fetch the data, and let me complete this. Using the classification and mapping, I can give what is the severity. The phishing email comes, you need to open the high severity incident, and also once this incident trigger, which playbook need to be run, because how the XOR know when one instant phishing email incident trigger, then it only trigger only the phishing playbook. So that we will come to the next part. Actually, we have to create a playbook, and once we create the playbook, then we have to map that to one incident type, and that incident type also we have to map here, and classification also map here, and mail listener incoming mapper. Mostly the basic classification and mapping will work automatically. In that it will check the incident severity type. So let's go to the mail listener classifier. In the object setup, you can see the classification and mapping here. I have to go to the classification and mapping. Here we have the mail listener classifier. Click on it, and it is actually the locked one. So what I'm going to do, I will go back. I'll go to classification and mapping again. There is a mail listener will be there. So I will copy this. No, I will make a one copy. So it's very simple. Just select that and make it as a duplicate. Click on the duplicate. Now we have got the mail classifier copy. So this, using this we can do anything. Let me see whether I can rename it or not. I think here I can rename it. I will use always. I'll make it as a custom. Okay, right. Now, the name we have saved, and we have to pull the incidents into this classifier. So pull from the instance, and have to choose the instance, mail listener instance, and then whatever the the instances will be there, it will be added here, and then you have to click on what is the values it have to get. So we already get automatically, and direct unclassified, no direct unclassified events to phishing. So these especially we are using for the phishing only. It will go to the phishing. Suppose for example you will get the multiple areas, like then what you have to do, you have to click any result here, and that result automatically tag. Like for example, now onwards, whatever the whatever the email address will be there, from this email address any incident will trigger, it automatically will open, it will go into the phishing playbook. So that is what it is. No, this is how we have to do. Okay, so currently we don't need to do this. You don't need to do, because it automatically, it have only one instance, so it automatically will go to the phishing. So from here we have to select which instant type it need to work. Suppose for example it need to go to the phishing one. The incident type is currently it doesn't have the incident type. We have to create that incident type, and then we have to add. For example, this is belongs to the malware. For example, you have to click and add into the this malware section. So then it will using the classification, whatever the data it is coming, and what are all the different instant types are there, by drag and drop you will you will matching that in that particular instance, how which playbook need to be worked. The playbook will be added to that particular incident type. Okay, so that's how we're going to do. So first build the playbook, and then we'll come to this classification, and we will we will see the full process again. Ravi, is that clear, Ravi? Okay, fine. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah, somewhat it's clear.
Like
Like,
once we
mhm.
build a playbook and we'll do now, we will get the entire visualization again.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we'll create a playbook now. So let's create IP enrichment first. We have to create the sub playbooks, and then we'll make it is a full playbook. So there is already enrichment is there. Like for example, IP enrichment, you can see IP enrichment generic v2, and then in that we contain the internal generic and external generic version 2 will be there. So we are looking at this external, like because whatever the IP we are going to take, that is external IP only. So let us get this IP enrichment external. Again, this is the lock symbol is there, so I don't want to modify this. I will copy this. I will create a duplicate playbook on for this, and I will change this as custom. Okay, yeah, and here when this playbook trigger, it will verify is there any IP address is present or not. If yes, then it will verify whether that particular IP address is internal or external. If the IP address is external one, then it will resolve the IP address. Okay. And if it resolves the IP address, it will get the DNS host name. But currently we don't require this particular step. So I'm deleting that. I'm deleting this step as well. So I'm going to directly add it into this page. Enrich the external IP range. So here, I have the virus total only, virus total private API. I don't have any other things. So what I'm going to do, I will cut these links and I'm deleting them. So now here, if the virus total is present, virus total API is available, then it will go down and it will get the IP report from the virus total API. So I have added this. So I have to verify what exactly the command will work. So let me check the virus total. This VT search will work. The query we will give the query as when you click on this particular bracket symbol here, it will ask you what is the playbook inputs. The playbook inputs is IP. So I will take the playbook inputs as IP and I will close and I will say OK. And also I will verify the playbook inputs. So it is asking whether you want it what is the internal range, and also it is asking all this question. To make the things simple, I will get the IP address only directly and I will save it. And also I'm going to delete few more, whether it whether it is a internal or external, we'll remove that as well. So let's reduce the magnifier size and delete this as well. Enrich the using the virus total. If any IP address is there, it will enrich using the virus total API. So this one is very large, right? So whenever we want to auto align this, we have to click on here this button for the auto alignment. So it is auto aligned now. So this playbook is get the IP address as the variable name is IP and we'll get the IP address, and then it will verify, determine whether the IP address is a internal, external. We don't have this. So if any IP address is there, it go directly and verify using the virus total API. That's it. No, we have to do only this one. We'll delete this as well. Yeah. If there is no IP address, the playbook automatically will go and it will stop it here. Auto align again, and I'm going to save the playbook. So once I have done it, I need to test this playbook. For the testing purpose, what I'm going to do, I will give some sample IP address over here. Okay. So I'll delete the value like this. I will simply give now name IP and I will give the value 8.8.8.8 and saving that. And here you can see there is a run is there. I'll just simply run on it. Okay. So it is verified whether is there any IP address is there or not. Yes, there is an IP address. We have got the input. So when it is saying yes, it went into the enrich using the virus total private API. And then it is verifying is virus total private API is enabled or not. Yes, no, it is actually enabled, but still, it didn't went into the yes phase. It is went into the else stage. So what I'm going to do again, I have to go and verify what is the issue over here. So I will stop this panel. I'll stop this playbook and I will go down and I will verify here. Sorry, the issue is that this particular step is virus total API is enabled or not. So I will click again here. I will go down here. So if the brand contain the virus total, that's enough for me. And if the module state is equals active, that is absolutely fine. That's it I need. And let me see the test button, the existing investigation. Okay. We don't have anything in the playground. Let me see whether it is working or not now. Again, I am going to test it again. I will run this playbook. Let's see. Okay, it is not going there. So again, I'm going to stop it. See the playbook here. I will go here. Modules.brand equals virus total or not. Okay, I don't want the equals string here. What I will do, if the modules.brand contained the virus total, so contains the virus total. So this one I will take and I will test it again. Playground. Yeah, now I have got the virus total dot API, no virus total API v3. So that means now it will work fine. Done testing. Okay. I will click on the green check mark and okay. And again, I will run this playbook first. Before that, I will save it and I will run the playbook now. Now you can see these two steps performed and it went into this step as well. And here it will, that means it will work and it will give us some details to us. So until this, so the IP enrichment is working fine here. Okay. So, I'm going to stop it here. I have already saved this playbook and this playbook, I will add it into the phishing playbook. But before that, I have to do like that two more playbooks. One is the URL enrichment. Another one is the domain enrichment. So kindly do this lab. Okay. Yeah, I will stop here because I said only 1 hour class. So I will stop here. You do in the offline the domain enrichment and URL enrichment. Once you done that, then tomorrow we'll create a phishing playbook, a small phishing playbook, and we will add that into the incident and how automatically it will trigger. So until that, we'll do tomorrow. Thank you guys for joining today's class. If you have any questions, you can ask me now.